Well, it's time for the biggest game of this save so far, and weirdly, we go into it as heavy favourites. It puts a lot of pressure on Rhyl 1879 on a number of fronts. 22 years after the last time the former club won this trophy, we are heading into the Welsh Cup final, and not only is it a chance for us at a major domestic competition win, it's also our route into automatic European qualifying next year. For two reasons, we cannot afford to slip up as we go into the cup final against Caernarfon Town. Yes, hello and welcome along to part 29 of this FM26 Build a Nation story, a Rhyl rebuild with me, Daniel. We are back today to finish the season, well, with drama and hopefully in style by winning the Welsh Cup final against a Caernarfon Town team that have had a very disappointing year. We need it for Europe, we need it financially, and we need it to get our first major trophy. So if you're looking forward to seeing if we can do it, as well as playing our last league game against Colwyn Bay, then please do put a thumbs up on the video. What a way to finish the week. What a way to finish season 3. Let's see how we get on today. We've played no games off camera, so there's not a lot to reflect on. Just 2 big matches. We'll keep an eye on what's going on elsewhere as well. TNS incidentally have won the League Cup, so they've got 2 trophies to their name already. Well, our job is to try and take the 3rd, because if Caernarfon Town win it, it could be a problem for the nation too, because in truth, they're not the strongest side. They've had a poor year. They're not in great nick. And if they're able to go and get themselves results here and get themselves into Europe, this could be a weaker side that's going into the international competitions. And for the European coefficient, which we'll look at in Monday's season review, that is not ideal. So for now, let's go and focus on the fitness test because there is one problem for us potentially today. Melvin Minter is not fully fit. It says he doesn't need a fitness test and I might still bring him in, but it wasn't recommended to play him. Whether or not we go for him or Hunter is a very different question. Melvin Minter, it says, fitness test not required, some way short and should be monitored accordingly. Injury risk is high. I don't know. I don't know whether we put him in because it's a tight hamstring and we can't afford to lose a keeper. So I think we're going to play safe with Lewis Hunter here. It will be his final game for the club. And we've also got a few others who may not feature again after this. Petrie on the bench is one of them. Unfortunately, Muscat and the former skipper Ali not going to be involved either. But Kawanda we might keep around, albeit only as a scout this time. But before we go and get into our Welsh Cup final, there is one other thing we've got to look at. And this is where the future of the team becomes more exciting too. Because we have had in the last few days our youth intake at Rhyl 1879. And boy oh boy, is there a little bit of a gem there. Let's go and have a look at the candidates because the star of the show and the only one of any real talent in truth, there's not a great deal behind it. Albeit we did have a Greek player in there, which I found interesting. A striker with both a finishing of 3 and a heading of 1. But the one thing I really did like was Joe Ball, a 1.5 star ability right winger with 4.5 star potential. An Englishman who is pretty good. He's a left footer who likes to cut inside off the right, which is what we like. He's also got great technique. He's good dribbling. His pace isn't the best, but he's got natural fitness and stuff too. He's got an okay personality, which can improve. And that's something for the future that's great because now next season, we're going to be losing Petrie by the looks of things. We need a 4th winger and maybe he'll be the one because now with Daly, with Richards, with Lafondra, unless we can get someone brilliant in, and even if we do, it's a great backup to have and someone again who can fill the bench for us in the league fixtures. So he's going to stay on a deal till 2031. We'll obviously have the likes of Hamza Ahmed in that back as well, who was doing pretty well out on loan, but maybe not improving to the extent that we would have liked. Hamza Ahmed, there he is, has played 18 games and scored 2 goals. So maybe not been as prolific as he was for us. Still, in fact, scored more goals for us this season than them. But let's go and get into our match, the final of the Welsh Cup. I'm delaying it because I'm nervous, quite frankly. Lafondra's had a couple of knocks, so we've left him on the bench for Noah Daly. I'm going safe with Hunter in goal. The rest of the team is Stanley at right back, Calder on the left, Farkey and Fisher in the middle. Brennan is back in with no league game restrictions for under-19s on the bench. He's alongside Harry Dakin, the tried and trusted duo, with Richards, Evans and Daly, the attacking midfield 3, behind Dan Creaney, searching for his 30th goal of the season in all competitions and his 6th in the Welsh Cup up front. let's go and get into this one and see what we can deliver today. We have got to win to get into Europe next year, and we've probably got to take advantage of our favourites tag, because it's not often we're going to play in finals like this and not be up against an excellent TNS side. Due to their European run this season, we are, so let's see if we can beat Caernarfon Town. Well, here it is. Not many big names in this Caernarfon team. Fabio Sainsbury is someone we saw in our Twitch save. We almost signed. And Luke Jeff got on the bench is a good player too. Etalaku we've managed somewhere before as well. I'm trying to remember which save it is. But for us, into the first half we go. Do this for the fans. They're the ones who pay your wages. Next to no reaction from half of the team, which is not what you want on a day like this. I guess the positive is there's no one there showing expressive nerves or anything. So perhaps with a few motivated, that's not bad. What stadium is this being played at? Because that is enormous. Is that like the Cardiff City Stadium or something? Trying to work out where this is. It looks a big crowd as well. Gonna have to go and have a nose at that after. It's yellow v white. Almost a bit of a kick clash here as Calder deciding to dribble with himself there. Dakin gets it into midfield. What's the crowd? 3,500 at the Park the Scarlets. Fair enough. Did not expect to see that today. That's a big crowd. Also saw TNS in a European game, got nearly 10,000 in, which seems a little unrealistic. That being played, I presume, at Shrewsbury. As Evans gets the ball on the left-hand side to Calder. Has an overlap from Daly, who's obviously going to try and take on his fullback. He's playing today because of that injury. And after missing so much of the season himself, wouldn't it be fitting if he came in due to an injury and did well? As Richards wins the corner, we're on top early doors. 5 minutes gone. It's been a really positive start. On reflection, maybe a bit small to be the Cardiff City Stadium, isn't it? But here we are at the back with Farkey again. We've started this one well. Big ball out to the left to Noah Daly, who keeps it in, but can only head it straight to the defender. And they play long from the back. Do not want to give away anything silly as Farkey wins it to Brennan. Evans holds it up for Dakin. Bit of experience in the team. Dakin goes into the box. He's been so good for us. And that shot just didn't quite have enough power on it. Was heading well towards the corner, but not enough to beat the keeper. We're seeing more of this game as well. I presume being a cup final, we will get a few more highlights, but we're dominating the match. With 10 gone, there's only one team that looks like scoring at the minute. Caernarfon got a fair few fans behind their goal as well. Not sure why there's so many in puffer coats in the sun in May, or April, but there you go. Maybe it's still a little bit cold as Fisher goes to Calder, who's in narrow from that left back position. Dakin finds Evans. What can he produce? We brought him in for these big moments. Oh, almost a moment of magic. Into Dan Creaney on the volley. Puts it just over the crossbar. We are dominating. We're creating chances. But there's no first goal yet. Still 0-0. And that is all that Caernarfon will care about after a slow start to the final. They've got 8 behind the ball. They're trying to hang on and stay in this tie. And at the moment, they're doing just that. Though Kieran Evans, the January signing, looks like the one who could unlock the door as he's on the ball again. Plays it short to Stanley. Fisher on halfway. Almost everyone in their half as it's headed away. And now they've got the chance to counter. They've not got enough support up there. They've got so few players committed forward. As Daly gets down the left into the box, 2 in the middle. Daly cuts into his left foot again, brought down. That's a penalty. It's a rash challenge. And there's only one man for the occasion here. Dan Creaney is going to be stepping up. Ready for his 30th goal of the season. If he puts this in, we get the deserved lead. It's our own fans behind the goal, so shouldn't be putting him off. Creaney versus the Caernarfon keeper. Sends him the wrong way. Noah Daly wins the penalty. Dan Creaney scores it. The experience we added last summer is delivering in the cup final. What an effort from Creaney. I was very hesitant about replacing Seb Bolton. He was so good for us in terms of his goal output. But Creaney's been even better. And it just shows you the way this team's set up. If you get a goal scorer, you'll be all right. Dan Creaney gets his 30th and Rhyl get their first of the day. Hopefully the first of many to make it a comfortable and glorious cup final. As we try to win the ball back on the right. Good work to deflect it, but it's down the line to Evans. Stanley gets in there, but he can't keep possession. Imagine if we concede straight after. Evans back to Page on the edge of the box. Clark plays a 1-2 to Sainsbury. Chance to shoot. It's a great effort, and it's off the woodwork. Hunter was panicked there. He did not have that covered. We get incredibly fortunate after taking a lead, because it should have been 1-1 in truth. We get away with one there. With half an hour gone, they're starting to come back into this. Big ball to the back post, which Stanley heads up more than away. Calder finds Evans, though, and now we can break. And this is where we're normally so ruthless. Get out the way, referee. Stanley down the right-hand side. Space to maraud into. Creaney's up there, but they're supporting midfield. Richards looks for it. Evans makes the run. Defender misses it under pressure. And Kieran Evans That's the quality we added in January. Jerome Richard sets it up with a big ball over the top. Defender misjudges it under pressure. And Kieran Evans making that run beyond the striker is a brilliant goal. It's nice for me to be doing something different and not just be building this really young side. There's quality, there's experience, and Kieran Evans has made it too. I think we can almost start to celebrate now. A first trophy at a save bar, the title in a second tier, but the first major trophy. And also European football again, which for the second year in a row, to get a qualifying round or two, could be absolutely essential. 10 minutes to half-time, we are well in control. We've still had the odd scare defensively, but not much for Hunter to do so far, as Calder works his way into midfield. Down the line to Daly, has support from Dakin, and now Evans again. Finds Dan Creaney, out to the left to Daly. There's two in the middle. Noah Daly causing chaos. Cuts inside, that's magic. That is Noah Daly at his best. Dan Creaney sets it up, the experienced man. A complete reversal of the first goal. Creaney the provider, Daly absolute magic. And this front four is on fire today. Rhyl 3, Caernarfon 0. And we're almost treating this like one of the league games where it should have been easy work. Great footwork, brilliant finish into the roof of the net. And Rhyl are going to win a trophy. We've got a chance to get excited and start the party. TNS may be the big boys, but we are the best of the rest. Well, half-time, and we couldn't have asked for more there. I mean, you look at the match momentum stats there, and it's suggesting that they've had their spells, Caernarfon. They've actually had more shots in this match. They've had a few. We saw one just narrowly go past the post. But we are in control. We look like scoring every time we go forward. And we've got to be pleased with that performance. What it also means is a few of the sort of club legends, the big contributors, and the youngsters can get on in this game. The likes of Bissix on that front, but also it will be nice for O'Neill and for Bolton to get a run out because they've been so important and instrumental to our success. It's nice for them to get on in a final too. So we've got a corner with Calder, nearly 5 gone in the second half. He's headed away as far as Noah Daly, who at 6'3", I'm not sure what he's doing on the left there. Should be in the box really, as it's back to Brennan. Support from Stanley on the right. Inside to Evans, who's had a great game so far. Lovely ball out to Daly. Creaney's in the middle, but Daly doesn't need him. Oh, this is turning into a bloodbath. This is turning into one of our most ruthless, instinctive attacking displays. And what a time to deliver it. Evans with a brilliant little chip ball out to the left. And Noah Daly, let's not be mistaken. Let's not pretend that this is a brilliant tactical decision. He's in the team because Lafondra's had 2 injuries in a row. If that wasn't the case, he'd be sat on the bench. And maybe it'd only be 1 or 2-0. I don't know. We're just over an hour gone. We're going to have a look at substitutions here. And look, I want to make sure that we get the most important ones on. I know Petrie's been great for us, but, you know, he's abandoning us at the end of the year. So what we're going to do is we're going to put Lafondra on the right-hand side. We're going to take Daly off for O'Neill on the left. Just try and mix it up that way. I'm not sure which way round they're best, to be honest. Probably like that. I'm going to get Seb Bolton on for Creaney, give him a rest too. Baldwin on for Stanley at right back. And then Bissix will come on for... Who's it going to be? Calder's come off a lot this year. So do you know what? We'll take Fisher off this time. Bissix actually not that far away now in terms of quality from our starting centre-halves. He's getting quicker. He's getting better. And so are we. A 4-0 lead with 25 to go. A few of the old legends on as Baldwin, Bolton, all of those combining. Bissix the youngster, Lafondra and O'Neill. We've got defending to do first as Parker gets down the right. Have we made subs too soon? It's across the box. And it's disallowed, thankfully. Just offside, I think. But danger signs there. We got caught out on that left-hand side. And weirdly, not really where we've made changes. It's still curled up Farkey and Dakin. Oh, it is a free kick for the visitors again. I say visitors, it's a neutral ground. But Caernarfon with a free kick. Lussey. Oh, it's a great finish. The clean sheet is gone for Hunter. And you know what? The last 5 minutes have been a bit of a warning sign. Maybe we made these subs too soon. If they get another, I won't lie, I'll start to panic. Because look, they've had as many shots on target. They've had more shots overall. It's just the quality of the chances that's the difference. We've got the ball at the backs here. Where Bissix is going to close down Evans. It's long towards Kieran Evans, who does nothing with it. But Brennan finds Dakin. Now we can get on the attack again. We could really do with a goal just to stem the tide. A little change in momentum as Bolton finds Lafondra, 2 of the original superstars who will be here next year. Lafondra back to Brennan, just off the top of the crossbar. Glanced it on the way over. 15 minutes remaining. It's still 4-1. But that's more like it, as we've got more attacking work to be done. Lafondra on the left-hand side here as the corner's headed away to the byline. Support from behind and in the middle. Good challenge, McKay, but Lafondra finds Dakin. Into Evans, who can turn. Support on the right from Baldwin. He's got the chance to shoot. Deflects. Headed away as far as Dakin. O'Neill on his right foot. Mikey O'Neill off the bar. Started the season as a hero in Europe. Now he's the substitute. Almost gets his goal in the cup final. He's already scored his fair share of important ones this year. Well, 10 minutes remaining. Free kick for Caernarfon. Into the front post. A very quick highlight. But this cup final has got some legs in it yet. From 4-0 to 4-2, we've maybe got a little cocky too soon. Hunter's in no man's land there. You can tell he's the sub-keeper. We've now got a corner at the other end with Calder. This is a crazy game. Into the front post, headed away, and they're on the counter again. They score again now. I might throw my toys out the pram as Evans is taking on his man and he's beaten him. Who is it that's beaten there? That was so easy. I think it was Evans. And he's into the edge of the box to Page. Across the box is 4-3. What the hell is going on? What is happening here? We're falling apart. Caernarfon are back to 4-3 and I am now tearing my hair out. There's 5 minutes to go. And what we didn't expect 20 minutes ago was to have to get the time wasting on. Where has this come from? Caernarfon have had more shots, more on target. The expected goals has caught up. They've had more corners. They're catching a possession stat too. But in the 93rd minute, blimey, we can breathe at last. We hold on for a 4-3 victory. How on earth has that got that tight? I think what we've seen in this cup final is that when it comes to the backup team, there's still a bit of work to do. We have got to make sure that the substitutes are at the same level because we nearly threw that one away. Rhyl 1879, no, have won their first major trophy and everything else is for another day. We can unpack the performance later. But there are the fireworks with the Rhyl badge in the background. 4-3 in a cup final. The Welsh Cup is ours. Our first major trophy of the save. And crucially, European football secured without having to go through that playoff. A magnificent day for the football club. A nervy finish to the match. Now let's go ahead to a more relaxing occasion, which is our final league game against Colwyn Bay. We'll also see who finishes third in the regular season there. Well, here we return for our final league game of the season. After the euphoria, we've got to keep ourselves motivated. But unfortunately, there will be no Melvin Minter again. He's picked up another injury during the week. But there will be something a little bit different today because I am going to have to make a couple of adjustments based on what the needs of the future are for this club and also the rules of the league because I don't just want to drop Brennan out again. What we're going to do is we're going to get Ball on the bench, the new youngster. Joe Ball is going to make his debut. You're going to see it. Who I take out is a very difficult question. In theory, if I'm being really harsh, it should be Petrie because he wants to leave the club, albeit he's still been probably our second best player on paper this season. I'm going to take him out for Joe Ball, who is his natural replacement and successor. And that means that our 11 is going to be unchanged apart from that. I really would like to bring Bissix in, but again, haven't got the under-19 spaces in the squad, so it'll be another substitute appearance. But he's doing really well off the pitch, which is great news, improving all the time. So this is the squad that we've got for today. I've just noticed he's not going to qualify next year. That's a problem. But this is the 11 in full. We've got Lewis Hunter staying in goal, the same back four, the same midfield two, and the same attacking midfield three. Dan Creaney remains up front. On the bench, the big story is that the 15-year-old will be making his debut in just, 60 minutes time or so. Let's go and get into it. The final game of the season. Can we finish off with a win? And will Mould Alex nick third spot? Well, here we are against a strong Colwyn Bay side who have rotated to go pretty much stronger in most positions. Nejman drops to the bench and Chesworth. But then you could argue in Chesworth's position, Williams is as good. Allport's a brilliant player. And they've got the likes of Middlemass, Mayonnaise at the back. There's some really good players in this team. Katie Craig at left back is someone that our director of football tried to sign, which maybe tells you the quality they've got. Let's go and address the team though. We're on good form, we're doing well, and we've just won a cup final. Let's get it going. We're not going to worry too much today. Not going to go crazy with the 5 changes and maybe throwing away a cup final like we almost did last time. We're certainly going to make sure those youngsters get on. Into the first half away at Colwyn Bay. We've had some tough games against them before. Let's see what today brings as Mayonnaise plays out to the left-hand side to Herlock. And from the kickoff, Colwyn Bay looking to get on the front foot. Thankfully, it peters out for us though. And with 5 gone, it's been a very quiet start. Well, with 10 minutes to half time, we are getting a lesson in why the season should always end with the cup final. Because when you have league games afterwards, it's almost always an anti-climax. As Colwyn Bay are on the front foot, but they give it away. Great to Evans, and now Creaney can break. Richards on the right-hand side, over halfway. Down the line towards Evans, who's into the box. Space to shoot, it's a good finish. Loads can't keep it out, it's just to his right. And he's squeezed into the corner via the goalkeeper. Richard sets up Evans. We saw that combination in the cup final. And once he becomes familiar next season, and having him for early qualifying as well, Evans is going to be a superstar. Somehow squeezes it into that far corner. It's a brilliant finish from the midfielder. 1-0 up with 10 to the break. It's been a very quiet half so far. With Mould Alex still 0-0. I think that puts them in third, does it? No. Cardiff Met Uni, they're still drawing at TNS. So at the moment, they're there on goal difference. Half time for us, though, in 40 odd seconds. Are we going to be ahead as Richards nicks it again? Another chance to counter. He beats his man. Look at the pace as he breaks away. Brilliant run from Richards. He's got Evans and Creaney trying to get in the box as he gets to the byline. To the back post. No one can arrive quick enough. Brennan gets it back into Evans, though. 18 yards out. Beats his man. Brilliant effort. And a very good save from Loads. Got to give him credit because that was going in the top corner. And at half time, as a result of that save, it stays just 1-0. It's not been our best performance. It's not been a brilliant display by any means, but we're doing enough and we're staying professional, which I'm really pleased about. Into the second half, we'll keep an eye on those other scores. At the moment, though, the other two we're watching, both still 0-0 for now. Well, big goal in a race for third because Mould Alex have gone behind. They're just falling away at the wrong time. They're 1-0 down at home to Newtown, who, to be fair, have had a brilliant season themselves. All those teams that came up from the north in the first year and were all in the top 6 2 years later. Pretty remarkable stuff as Fisher down the line to Richards. 2 in the middle again if he can find them. Jerome Richards goes alone. It's a good save from Loads. Going to look at the first couple of subs in a moment. Not going to go mad just yet. And we're not going to change our centre-half partnership this time. Let's just see this out for now. We're getting towards 65 minutes. I think it's the right time for a change. So we're going to go Noah Daly off for Caernarfon. We're going to go Baldwin on for Stanley. And we're going to save the rest a few more minutes. I'm not going mad yet. 25 remaining. Just about getting ball and appearance. It's not about a big long one for him here. As it's a free kick, or a corner, sorry, on the left-hand side for the host. And if they score from this, the plan might change. Into the front post and headed over. It's a good opportunity, that. We fell asleep in defence. We got away with it this time, though. We're going to have a look at the subs again because we're just over 15 remaining. Creaney's had a poor game up front. I'm going to bring on Seb Bolton. I'm also going to get left-back Bissix on for Calder. And then the final sub, we'll save it 5 more. Then we'll bring on Joe Ball for his debut. What a way to finish the season that will be. Richards has an assist, but he hasn't been brilliant aside from that. We're just over 10 to go. And now with fatigue, off he comes for the 15-year-old debutant. Will we get to see him touch the ball in a highlight? That's going to be the question. I'm interested to see how the table finishes at the bottom because Pennybont, 2-0 up, but they were in the relegation playoff spot a week or so ago. Flint Town have already gone. Barla have already gone. It's a really weird league table this year. As we win 1-0, Mould Alex win, but they're let down by TNS because Cardiff Met Uni have won as well. So let's go and address the team. A good result. We weren't at our best, but we got the win. We got a 15-year-old debutant in. I don't even think we saw other highlights, did we? But a couple of them, brilliant stuff. After the league split, we were the best team. That's nice to see. But let's go and have a look at the overall table and see what that means because TNS were resting people in the end. They were just having a bit of fun. So let's go through to the league stages and let's have a look at it in full because if we go and have a look at the league stage, here we go. We managed to pick up 80 points, 7 more than last year. We still lose the league by 5 and TNS were resting everyone for the last game. They pick up 85 points with an incredible effort. At the bottom, Pennybont survive on the final day. Britain Ferry go into the playoff place. Caernarfon Town just escape as well after playing that cup final. And then Mould Alex stay in 4th, Cardiff Met Uni 3rd, and everyone between Cardiff Met Uni and Llandudno should be in the European playoff now. But will Mould Alex make it? Will Cardiff Met Uni get in? Or can Colwyn Bay and Newtown step up? Maybe Connors Key can put last year right. Who knows? It's going to be really interesting to see. We'll find out the answer to that when we return for the next episode, which will be our season review on Monday. We're going to have a look at the European coefficient now that's fixed. we can see the live progress this season with TNS and their remarkable run in Europe, as well as our Club One having finally got through a qualifying round this year. We'll also have a look at our plans for the summer, a couple of other things behind the scenes as well, and hopefully get prepared for a second season in Europe, maybe another qualifying round victory again, and seeing what TNS do with all the money they're making from reaching the group stages yet again. I hope you're looking forward to that, but the main news as we finish the season is that the Welsh Cup final was won. We've guaranteed European football. We finished second in the league again, but the sides that came up from the north in season 1, remarkable progress from all of us, maybe shows how strong that division was first year. If you did enjoy this one, a big cup final victory, a little bit of a late scare as well, and then a professional job done on the final day. Please put a thumbs up on it. Let me know what you think of the new youth player, where we need to improve most in the summer. We'll discuss that on Monday in great detail. If you want to stay up to date and make sure you don't miss a thing for the season review or from the start of next year with a transfer special and more European qualifying, and please do subscribe and turn that notification bell on. We're back at the weekend with our Cricket 26 manager career and a brand new save from FM26 as well. So make sure you've got your alarm set for that on Sunday night. I'm looking forward to it and hope you are too. Thank you very much for following along another season though. We'll review it all on Monday afternoon. I'll see you next week in this one. But in the meantime, that just leaves me to say thank you for watching, and we've got a trophy in the cabinet.